Don't mind me, just getting started. Late as usual. Bum bum bum. Alright, I think we're good. Probably. Are we good? I think we're good. We're probably fine. Anyways, actually. Are we fine? Yeah, we're fine. Anyways, what we're going to be working on today is this game I've been trying to make for a long time now. I think the idea here is that I'm going to work on, I guess, a scaled down version of whatever the bigger idea was. I'll just make this a super scaled down version so that I can hopefully finish it this time. So let's get started. This is where we're at. Using Godot 3.4 beta. It's not really the beta, it's actually more than the beta. It's the latest beta, not even beta 2. But this is all we have so far. So, what is I threw this together really quickly, but I forget what exactly is in it. Oh, that's it, right? Yeah, so I just have all the basic transition stuff. Okay, so let's do this. We have entities, we have base unit. Base unit is just this for now. So in this version, we're barely even going to worry about graphics, which is a good thing because graphics are probably one of the biggest things that slow me down, unfortunately. So we're just not going to worry about it this time. So yeah, utils, unit selector, let me see. Yeah, so there's the unit selector on the viewports. Yeah, seems all right. I'm trying to remember how it works because I wrote this a little while ago. And if I go into here, just open up another terminal, why not? cd dev deployment strategy red. So there was the original deployment strategy re, deployment strategy rerx, and now just deployment strategy red. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, ls whatever was back there, grep deployment. Yeah, there is still rerx, which I think I'm pretty sure that's in 3D, but we're not gonna worry about that. When was my last commit? Oh, there's not even any commits. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, there is just this node here which handles unit selection. I remember now. So let's create just a test screen for now. 100% going to have to be a node 2D. We'll call it test level, right? So these are our screens. Let's save this in screens and we'll create a new folder called levels. So this is just test level. Test level, save here. Yeah, seems fine. We'll attach a node to this. test level. Slap it into here. And let's just have every level have its own camera for now. So that's fine. Oh, and you know what? Might be nice to have a base level. So all levels inherit from that, and then you have just that nice API to work off of. So there we go. Easy. Just have, just a regular node actually. Well, yeah, it just needs to be a node. No, let's make it an OTD. Indecisive as usual. So this is units. Let's add a, I don't know, base unit. He's a big, very big lad. I feel like I should make it a bit smaller, huh? So each unit should be scaled by default by like 0.25, 0.25. Let me go back here. Okay, so that's a bit smaller. So we press play. Okay. So let's do this now. Unit selector. We'll just do the really easy thing. And by really easy thing, I mean the slightly more complicated thing of just doing a... Oh, do I not have a console log in game manager yet? Did I not... Have I failed to do that? Log message. Oh, log message. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Which one of my things was console login? I feel like I've been using console log in a lot of my things, but okay. Log message. String selected units. So easy, nothing. Nothing again. Sounds about right. So, viewport. Object picking. Doesn't really need to be like that actually. GUI, disable input, snap controls, doesn't matter. Render target, that's fine. All of these are fine. Handle input locally. No, I think these are good. You know, I was actually following a tutorial for some of these. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, let's see if I can figure it out. I've changed my mind. I'm very indecisive today. Very I don't know. Very distracted, I would say, actually. So unit selector. This is a bit different from how I usually do things. Query set shape. Selection rect. So selection rect needs to be these things. I remember that I was really struggling with doing this in my old implementation. I wonder if world 2D I can get. If I don't need to query that every single time. And I can just store a reference to that? Maybe. Set shape, transform. So space intersect shape. World 2D. Own world, no. Yeah, get world 2D. Where this item is in. So there's the canvas, direct space shape. Physics process. I think that should be fine, right? So then if I do, I wonder if I can just draw this. Actually, I am drawing it. I am drawing it. Wait a minute. So mouse position. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing here. Or am I actually a little off? And I just can't see it? So is this wrong or is this wrong, right? So these are the extents. Mouse position minus selection start position divided by 2. You know what? Let's try to find the tutorial. I'll drag it off here just so you don't see. Let me see. Just following drag select. Hehehe. I'm cheating. I'm not actually this smart. So let's see. Referencing a tutorial on my other mouse or my other monitor. Let's see. So I have dragging down. That's fine. Well, if... Selection rect extents. Dragging. Oh, I remember now. I modified this slightly. Per item. Space, world 2D direct space state. Our query is a physics 2D shape query parameters anew. We set the shape, which is your selection rect. So create a new transform, which is drag end and then drag start. So this is our drag start selection start position. Then drag end is just your current mouse position. I don't know if we want it to be global though, but we're gonna make it global. And selected units is gonna be space intersect shape this query. Hey, an array of dictionaries that we can print out. We're not getting anything. So we should be intersecting at some point, especially if we make it big enough, right? But we're not. So, query. Let me see. We're not excluding anything, right? So unit selector. Yeah, we're just setting the shape. Void set shape. Used for collision and intersection queries. Collide with areas, collide with bodies. Oh, you know what? This is a area 2D. Interesting. So does that mean that we're not actually colliding with it? So collide with bodies, collide with areas. False. Ah. There we go. So query dot collide with areas, true. So here, run it like this. Nothing. What if we don't use the global mouse position? What if we just use get local mouse position? Or actually, we can just do event.position, right? Yeah, what if we just do this instead? So we do selection start position equals event.position. That feels slightly wrong to me, but that is what this example is doing. So let's see. Var mouse position my B. Boom. No, yeah, still nothing, huh? If we turn on invisible collision shapes, restart our process. Oh, there's no collision, right? Because this is I'm not using kinematic bodies 2D. Let me see. Collide with areas, true. Query. Collide with bodies. False. Oh, do I need to set the collision area? I don't think I do, right? So base unit, its collision is just the default collision. So that shouldn't be it. I don't know. Let's do game manager, log message, selecting, just so that we have some sort of reference for what we're selecting. Put the terminal all the way out to the side. Yeah, it's still there, selecting, and nothing's there. I'm trying to use this new code instead of my old code because I know my old code was just a huge pile of spaghetti. I wonder, we could probably just use the same query every single time though, right? Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. Why can't I just use the same query every single time? It's just the selection rec that needs to change. Var selection query. Well, of course, hold on. Let's get this working first and then we'll start getting fancy with it. Instead of generating a new query every single time. Draw, get global mouse position. Alright, so let's hit it with a few print statements then. So we are doing this correctly, so we can get rid of that. Selection rect, extent. Oh, actually, we're never updating the rect's position, right? Yeah, that might be it. That might have something to do with it. Oh, no, wait, no, because we're setting the query's transform anyway, so it doesn't... Yeah, never mind. Transform 2D. You can feed in a rotation and a position. Okay. Alright, so let's see what the position looks like. Unit selector. So we are feeding in the transform. So the only things that we are changing, right? We're changing the size of the selection rectangle, and we're also changing the position, the start position of the query. Okay. Interesting. I suppose we can just check here, right? Good old one of these. So we look at the query. Object, some sort of object, collides with all layers. No excludes, no motion. Invalid RID. Ah. You know what? That might do it. Invalid RID. Okay. Interesting. Invalid RID, huh? And then it's also not giving me any errors. I wonder if that's a bug. So it says invalid RID. Go to unit selector, selection rect. I mean, there it is. Set shape. Does it need the shape RID instead of just the shape? Set shape resource. Sets the shape 2D that will be used for collision and intersection queries. Something doesn't seem right here. So this is rectangle shape 2D. Hey. Set shape. This is a shape resource. Query set shape. Shape inherited by something. Let's see. Sets the shape 2D. Shape 2D is a resource. Rectangle shape 2D. Okay. Yeah? Seems fine to me. And then there's an RID. But we got an invalid RID when we were looking at that. Query, let's set shape. Rectangle shape. Rectangle shape new. Selection rect. It seems fine. And we're using actually relative positions here, but that shouldn't really matter. And let's flip it around. Huh. So that's weird though. That's weird. We're not able to get the shape. Sets the shape 2D that would be used for. Can I look at the shape RID? See also set shape. You know what? Instead of doing set shape like this, I mean this is really nice, but this one dot, we could do shape RID is equal to selection rect get RID pretty sure that will just work. What did I just do? Press Control D to duplicate the line. Okay, so that's our query. Invalid RID, that's pretty good. You love to see it. Transform, hard to say. No excludes and also no objects. Okay. So let's do game manager, log message, selection. Hold on. It's string selection rect get RID. Get RID, then RID, how do I just get ID? Okay. Get ID. Get ID. There we go. And then we can also do game manager, log message. Hey, query, shape RID. So we're just stringing everything, easy. Okay, so it is an RID. Get ID. Yeah, so there's the RID, but we're not returning anything. Let me see. You know what? We're just gonna give up and just download it instead. Hopefully it's a permissive license. It's inside of a zip file, but that's fine. Not as nice as doing everything yourself, but so it goes sometimes, so it goes. Oh, that's fine. You don't have to open the log for me. Alright, ignore that part. Let's see. Hey. World.gd. Yeah, I mean, that's more or less what I have. Yeah. So you get the difference between the end and the start, divide by 2. And I suppose I should remember to, I guess, normalize the values at some point. Yeah, I mean, looks about as expected. Let's see, they're using some sort of sprite material. Okay. Yeah. I know all of this stuff. Very familiar. Huh. I don't know. The only way to check is now to load it in. So let's import something straight from the downloads folder. Always good practice. Yeah, let's look at how their stuff works. No need to figure this out myself this time. Yeah, it works. Yeah, look at that. Actually, this works way better than my old stuff, right? So, is it because I'm trying to do some searching on, or I should be having the unit selector inside of the test level instead of at here. Okay. So let me do Control-Shift-A, unit selector, and just slap this here. Get rid of this. Alright, so we're stretching this. Unit selector doesn't matter. Or should it be at this level? Because I know the big difference here No? Okay. No, it was just because it was trying to view inside of the viewports. Okay. So that's good to know. Interesting. Debugger ran into a problem. Oh, that's fine. Actually, if I just slap this inside of the viewports here. So get rid of this. And we do unit selector. Wait a minute. So unit selector should have been able to... Or I wonder... Hold on. Unit selector. I just place this at this outer level, right? And then physics object picking. I wonder if that was part of it. I don't think it is, but... Physics. Disable input, no. Snap controls doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it does work. Just not at this level. So the unit selector needs to be more at the unit level, I suppose. Or actually, inside the viewport as well. So we run into a node not found, but that's fine. Yeah, it just needs to be inside of the viewport as well. Or they need to be inside the same viewports. Okay. So when doing any sort of screen changing, I need to be aware of the fact that we want to do child 1 Q3. Because we want to ignore the unit selector. Okay, yeah, so just slap the... Yeah. The unit selector. Actually, we can do this, right? For child in viewport, get children if child.name is not, or if child is not unit selector, then child Q3. I think this also takes care of the, if you have two really quick transitions, we'll just yeet the transition as well. And then replace it with another transition. So I think this should work. There we go. So this is nice and ugly. Yeah, there we go. There's the RID. So let's start cleaning it up. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so the problem was my new kind of preferred way to structure all my scenes, which is to say I wrap all my scenes in like this kind of main display so that I have complete access over both viewports. Or I have two viewports to work with as opposed to just the one. Because if you only have one viewport to work with, it makes it really hard to make GUIs. Because then you also have to, you know, if you scale down your main viewport, you need to keep in mind that your GUI is now going to be scaled down as well. Whereas now I can have a full resolution GUI, but a like maybe half resolution play screen. Something like that. So this is our selection rect. var selection and position. Vector to 0. So here, mouse position. Selection end position. Oh baby. Looks good. So we just store, we keep a hold of more variables now, but I like to think that it's a bit more efficient. Var world 2D. Some sort of world 2D. Then we do world 2D is equal to get world 2D. Wait, no, we don't want world 2D. We want the direct space state. What is this? Give me whatever this is. World space. It's one of these, and then this is direct space state. World space. Da da da. Oh, actually, you don't need this anymore, right? World space, intersect shape, and then we can also reuse the query. Var world query is equal to one of these. I think actually this one's pretty easy. Because then we can just do here world query dot collide with bodies equals false. We don't want to select any kinematic bodies. And then world query collide with areas. Yeah, we only want to collide with areas. And we can get rid of this. And then also world query set shape selection rect. Like that. And then we can get rid of hold on. We can get rid of these as well. So this is now just world query dot transform is equal to a node transform. Oh, and actually, do we even need to allocate a new transform as well? We can just do world query dot transform dot origin is equal to whatever this is, right? This, right? Look at that. We're simplifying the logic. It's beautiful. Oh, but actually now that I should still print out the selected units now, just to make sure it still works. Boom, nothing, 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 nothing. Now we got something. Beautiful. And I'm looking at the console on the other screen. On me other screen. Not the... yeah, there we go. So we update the selection rect. And then also update the transform. So dragging false, update. Those are our units, base unit. Yeah, let's do this. So var is selected. Some sort of boolean, so we'll say it's false. You know, I've been writing a lot more Golang recently, and I'm starting to like this syntax for simple types, or for obvious types, aka, you know, primitives like this. You should, or yeah, for obvious primitives, you can just let go of the type. That's fine. I think you should still do it to differentiate ints and floats, because sometimes that can be a little ambiguous. Yeah. Okay. So what other things can I do with the world query? Query parameters, exclude. Yeah, so we have a collision layer, that's fine. Exclude list of objects or object RIDs that will be excluded from collisions. Yeah, it might be better. I don't know. Let's not try to optimize too much. But also, let's look at what the other person was doing before. Oh no, you can see it. Might as well slap it on here. That's commanding, I know that. Let's see. Well, it's really only the one unit so far, right? Oh, this isn't even mine. Quit. I think I will want to steal their shader, though. It was a good shader. Not gonna lie. And I'm very bad at shaders. Or I wouldn't say I'm very bad, but I'm less than good. Which might make me bad. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's not... It's not horrible right now. We can do for... Oh, we can just do this directly, right? So for I in whatever this is. If I dot collider is in group player. Alright, so if we look at this one, intersect shape, it will give us a collider, the colliding object, and I believe colliding objects. I think it's just a node. So if I look at the documentation for just a regular node, it's called is in group. Is in group, yes. Is in group. So if I.collider is in group player, then we'll do some stuff, some fun stuff. Let's see, let's set some consts. So this is const player group, which is just equal to player const enemy group enemy. Phenomenal. How does he think of these names? So unit selector, so now we should stop. We won't be able to select the things anymore, right? Because now we're doing game manager player group. Then I collider is selected is equal to true. Amazing. So let's do entities base unit. This is now player unit. Wow. Ooh. Player unit. Oh geez. What happened? Is this a bug? Not sure. Maybe I'm just dumb. It happens sometimes. It do be like that though. Yeah, so there's our blue unit. Manage group. This is now just in the player group. And then let's do unit selector. Input event mouse button. Okay, so let's do if elif what is it? Input is action just pressed. What did I call it? Secondary action. So it's, did I call it secondary action? I did. All right, let's look at this one more time. How did you do? Or I can just look it up here. So let's pull it up in downloads, RTS movements, world. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of doing it like that, but it's fine. This is more or less the same thing. LF events is action. LF input is actually doing it like this doesn't means that we can only query it once. Huh. That's fine. Is action pressed secondary action. I.collider is selected, and then we'll also just have a handle on all the selected stuff. So var selected units. Or do I want to do it like that? And instead we can just do unit selected, broadcast this out. So we kind of bounce this out of here, the unit selector, back up to main display, and then rebroadcast back down to the level, right? So that the level keeps track of, you know, whatever needs to be done. Yeah, could be. Could be. Yeah. I kind of like that idea. as strange as that sounds. Var selected units, which is some sort of array, right? Then selected units, append I, or I.collider, and then we'll just hit it with an emit signal. Unit selected with all the selected units. There we go. And then elif action pressed LF action pressed secondary action. Yeah, I feel like this should actually be. This should actually just be in like process, right? Since this is just regular input, we're not using delta here. So if we do pass, let's see if input is action pressed secondary action. This is what it's called, right? You're not going to give it to me, huh? Is action pressed? Yeah, that's what I have, right? Is action pressed? Yeah, then we'll emit signal. Signal. Let's see. New movement commanded, which is some sort of position. So we'll do emit signal, new movement commanded, then get global mouse position. There we go. And of course it doesn't matter if nothing ever comes from it. Okay. So main display. So we use the main display as kind of our big jumping off point for a lot of the signaling. I think that makes sense. So we'll do a lot of rebroadcasting outs from main display, which is good because we can also refresh main display if we ever need to. I'm not sure why you would want to though. Maybe I should have like a game manager and a signal manager. And the signal manager handles signal rebroadcasting. That might be a nice thing to have instead of having game manager be like a super thingy. So signal broadcaster. So some sort of node. Yeah, I like that idea. So auto load signal broadcaster. There we go. So we just have this out here in the middle of nowhere. Some sort of node, but that's fine. So let's see. So we have signal broadcaster. Okay. So here's the connection. So func on unit selected. Units some sort of array. Doesn't matter what. There we go. Yeah, so unit selector, what we do is we do self connect unit selected signal broadcaster, and then it'll be on that. Yeah, easy. What was the other one? New movement commanded. So I'm trying to follow the naming conventions. So for signals, you're supposed to use past tense. So this is some sort of vector 2. Takes a position. Its parameter name doesn't really matter. Let's see, self-connect, new movement commanded, signal broadcaster on new movement commanded. There we go. Nice. So let's see. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. So signal broadcaster. So what this does is it allows us to jump up and then back down. Okay, so we'll also let you have a reference to main. Var main, which is going to be some sort of node. Actually, well, I know what it's going to be. It's going to be some sort of viewports container. How did I do it in Game Manager? Viewport container? Nice. Alright. So, in main display, Game Manager main, equals self, then signal broadcaster. Feels good, man. Hello, Juan. How are you doing today? I'm assuming you're doing pretty well, considering you're hitting me with the feels good, man. Is that like a BT TV emote? I don't have that enabled. Very sorry. Let's see. So that's main, and then we have just var current level. Actually, maybe we can just do var current level, which is some sort of node TD. BTTD emote. Excuse me? Sounds lewd. I'm into it. Oh, hello. Do you like what I have... By the way, I don't think you've seen this yet, but do you like what I made in Godot? It's one of these. I hope that the chat messages have been showing up. I actually have not been paying attention. Sometimes it fails to... Oh, no. Yeah, I can see it here. On my stream monitor, it does show up. Yeah, sometimes it does fail to connect to Twitch chat. I'm not really sure why. It just tells me that it cut off my whatever. They go too fast and too tiny. Oh, you mean the thing scrolling across the screen? Yeah, well, that's fine. Just write an essay, and then it'll be easy to read. It's we're talking about the little people walking across the bottom of the screen. The sentences scrolling across the screen, that's okay. That's more of just like a Nico or Billy type thing. I don't think they're really meant to be readable. Alright, so we do dun dun dun. Unit selector. Or no, main display, we don't want to set it here. But yeah, I think the... Actually, I totally forgot. But the little characters walking across the bottom of the screen, I set them to have a lifetime timer of about 1 hour. So if you don't talk, you start to fade away, kind of a Marvel style. Although, full disclosure, I have not seen that movie. How is the Linux version coming along? So what do you mean the Linux version? Do you mean the Linux version of the face tracker? Of this? I think there's actually somebody who There's somebody who's actually like actively using it more or less on Linux, because they're like a dedicated Linux VTuber. So it works. You just have to do a few things manually, you know, like starting the face tracker. You cannot use the button. You have to run the Python command yourself, but I mean, because it's written in Godot, it just works. It is on the list though to start the face tracker from the app itself. It's very easy. I just need to find time to do it and also test it, since I don't have a Linux device that I use on the reg, as the kids say. Let's see, we'll do signal broadcaster dot current level equals self. Yeah, there we go. And then signal broadcaster. Whenever it receives this, we'll do current level dot selected units is equal to units. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited to finally get the face tracker more or less feature complete. It's getting there, right? The master branch no longer requires a custom build of Godot to work, since a lot of what I guess I was doing the custom build for, which is runtime GLT uploading, that was actually merged and backported into Godot 3.4, which is what I'm using right now. So that's neat. That's neat. So signal rebroadcaster. Current level. Let's see. Move selected units to some sort of position vector 2. Yeah, there we go. Finish porting Python standard lib to nim. Works nicely. I forgot. Actually, I didn't forget. I'm just saying I forgot to add more length to the sentence. You are the nim fanboy though. This I remember. That's cool. That's cool. What was I guess what was missing? Or is it just for compatibility with other Python packages? I suppose what does porting the Python standard library to nim do? I'm a little hazy on what exactly that would do. Is it so that you get like the exact Python functionality in nim? Use the libs there. Okay, so you can use Python libs in nim, and will they just work, or does it just make the porting easier? Make other libs maintain this, right? Yeah. It just works? Really? So you can, if you ported the standard lib, Python standard lib to nim, and then you can just use Python libraries. Huh, how does that work? So it presumably there's some sort of FFI as well with Python. Is that correct? Let's see, this will inherit node 2D. We'll call this base level. Yes, nim is very interoperable. Yeah, that's really cool. Mine is like 100 lines each. That's really cool. GitHub. Let's turn it into a standard lib for nim. It's a very long library name. Oh no, it's not. C Python. Oh baby. I like the snake thinking. Very good. Huh. Nimble install C Python. Huh. That's really cool. that's really, really cool. Actually, but then your libraries that you're linking with are still written in Python, so I guess you do have the ease of binding to Nim code, but you still have to use the performance of Python code instead. Right? Yeah. Or no. It uses C API of Python. Yeah, so this is the thing that I'm thinking of, right? This is just kind of popped into my head. So media pipe Python, right? Whatever this is. So this is one of the new things I would like to use for this, for the face tracker, is I'm trying to use MediaPipe. It's Google's face tracking solution, which is a bit more robust than the current one I'm using. And I was thinking, so I'm still a little unclear. So when you're so with your C standard library implemented in Nim, does that mean it runs with Nim performance or still Python performance, but you can wrap it with additional Nim code? One dependency, one Nim module. It is simple. Use a C API of Python. To be honest, I've never used the C API of Python, so it doesn't mean too much. And whenever I work in Python, I just use Python, and then I just use a few. I use Python as more or less a scripting language, as the original author intended, etc., etc. So I'm not super deep into Python. Like, Python is one of the things, like, I know how to use it, but if you want me to do anything really, really fancy, it's like, Can I do this in another language? Okay. But, so what you're saying is that you only need this basically looks through your Python code, generates a Nim module, and then you get just the benefit of Nim performance, something like that. That's really cool. So is it, that's my question, is it Nim performance or is it still Python performance? Because this face tracking stuff is really slow in Python. That's the biggest thing. Alright, so base level. Test level. This script should actually be inheriting from base level. Depends, because the slow part is on Python is an interpreter, but Nim is compiled. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? So the libs itself are C. Yes. So like, where are we at? So my question is, so if I use that for a face tracker that was written in Python, more or less. I mean, the face tracking stuff does, of course, use the like OpenCV2 libraries, which just have Python bindings, etc., etc. But you know, of course, on top of that, you are still running through Python. So if I used your solution with the Python package, do you think that would give me a speed up? Depends, is that lib pure Python or C? It's a mix. I suppose I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look at it. But anyways. Actually, yeah. Media pipe. Yeah, just a few, it's only a few stars, 13K. I use it to speed up Python, if that's your question. Okay, yeah, that's basically my question. Will it speed up Python? If the answer is yes, then I might look into that. And also, easier interop. So really what I've been doing so far is, you know, I broadcast. So how the face tracker works currently, right, is I have, you know, some sort of face tracker exe. You can see here. It just casually uses 100% of my CPU. Actually, where's my face tracker? Usually the face tracker runs as an external binary. I don't know where it went. But the face tracker is completely separate from the Godot binary. And so broadcast via UDP, Godot sets up a UDP receiver to capture the face tracking packets and then decodes them so that I can move a model around with my face. So, Nim has Godot bindings. Ooh. So, the idea is that I use that library, wrap whatever I need to wrap, using your Nim library. And then via GD native, I don't even need to broadcast anymore. I can just send it straight to the face tracker. Yeah, mine links to binary share lives, no networking. Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. But see, that's what I'm getting at, is I don't need, if I use that solution, I don't need this kind of weird broadcast hack to bind two things together. Now I can just link them together using GD native. Yeah, active. Yeah, see, that's the idea. Ooh, that sounds exciting. That sounds exciting. So if it does offer a speed up, and it is relatively doable for a beginner at Nim to do, to wrap something like that. So wrap the face tracker, wrap the Python face tracker in your Nim code, then link the Nim code to Godot using GD native, and oh baby, we cut down on latency, and we get a speed up anyways. So now we don't have any more broadcasting. Something like that. Nim syntax is kind of similar to GD code and Python. Yeah, I've seen Nim code before. It's like a weird mix of Python and maybe Golang, maybe, I don't know. It's like, it looks like Python, but you have like structs. Anyways, you see grab, so we need to have this. But yeah, I'll have to investigate that. That sounds really cool. If it works how I think it works, I might be able to just get like a huge speed up for free. And possibly make it more portable too, right? Because Nim also just cross compiles pretty easily, or at least it supports, you know, most of the major targets, aka it supports Godot. Well, no, not Godot. It supports Windows 64, Linux 64, Mac on Intel 64, and that's pretty much all the targets I care to support. Yeah, I mean, that sounds cool, yeah. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look at it later. If people making games for Game Boys, you know. Yeah, well, you can do that. You can make games for any of those in pretty much any language, right? As long as you're able to compile down to C code. at some point, right? Because that's one of the NIM's things, is that it has the possibility of compiling down to C as well. Yeah, if it can compile C, it can run NIM. Yeah. I feel like I read that somewhere before. Alright, so you don't want any of these. Oh, and actually, we can just move all of this to the base thingy. So like that. There we go. So we don't even need this. Yeah, that sounds cool. I'll have to look into it. I believe I still have the page open, right? Yeah. So I think the first course of action is to see if I can wrap OpenC face. Well, I think part of the problem here still is that I need to figure out how OpenCV works with this, because it sounds like I'll need to wrap pretty much everything, right? Like OpenCV Python, wherever this is. I don't know where the button to just go straight to the repository is. But right. So I'll need to see if this thing, whatever you've written, can wrap whatever this is, so that I can wrap my existing face tracking implementation. And so it sounds like I'm just wrapping a bunch of modules together. Which, you know, it's not a bad thing, but it does sound like a lot of work. Ooh, another link. nim OpenCV camera.nim. Okay, well, doesn't this mean I will need to I'll need to rewrite parts of this, right? Which is what I'm trying to avoid. Because this is what I'm using. I'm using OpenC Face, which is a lot of Python. There's some C# in the repository as well, but I'm just using the Python part of it. And so that's kind of my use case that I'm looking for. Is that I want to wrap whatever this is, which is more or less just this code here that's in the root of the repository. And if I can wrap that in nim, then I can use that to bind to Godot, and then just cut out the UDP process. And also possibly have just like a built-in speed up. And then, one way that Godot is superior to Unity is that you can just bind languages to it. Whereas Unity, you need to bind through C#'s FFI, if that's even possible. I've never done it. I know Java has an FFI. I'm assuming C#'s FFI works in a similar way. Where's the API doc of OpenCV? I don't know. I think you just have to look at it. You just have to look at it. I can tell you that the main entry point is in facetracker.py, and it's kind of just all over the place. So there's our CV2, and that also uses NumPy. So you know that's the hard part. But you know, I'll look into doing it. Hopefully, it's not too difficult. Anyways, test level. Let's see. Move selected units to. Okay, actually, we can just do this all in base level, right? Yeah, but to answer your question, there is no API doc. The tool is kind of like a Google style. Just here's the code that we're using. Have fun. NumPy works out of the box. Oh baby. Yeah, I think they're using that tool for their Unity face tracker, the Unity-based face tracker called VC Face, which is on Steam, by the way. I think they're, you know, they seem to be pretty nice. They did give me a few tips when doing some stuff. They are aware of my project. So for unit in selected units, let's see. Since each unit is just an area 2D, so I am just, I wonder, should I be handling these directly, or should I just use an actual collision shape? You know what? Let's make these let's change this to a kinematic body 2D. This needs to change to a kinematic body 2D. And then we need to change unit selector to work off of, or just use the defaults basically. Right? So we start this. Well, we're able to select. Oh, well. Let's look at the remote. So unit selector doesn't care. Selected units, oh, size 0, huh? Selected units, size 0. So did the signal broadcaster actually broadcast this? Let me see. So what is inside a unit? Size 0. Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, actually, I know why it didn't give me anything. So let's do player unit. Yeah. So I think this should work now. Yeah, and there it is. We can get rid of this. Take a look at the remote, and then we can start writing in the logic for movement, right? So base level for unit in selected units. How did I do unit selection? Selected units, and then I wonder if I should have, you know, like enemy units, like split up the selected units and like the player units and enemy units. So like you have the option of selecting up both types of units. Yeah, I think that makes more sense for whatever I'm trying to create. Okay. LFI.collider is in group game manager enemy group. Let's see, enemy units dot append I dot collider. Should probably do this, right? So we just append to both arrays, then we check the size of each array. So if player, if not player units, empty. Then we'll do probably just emit signal. Yeah. Unit selected, player units, which I'm realizing now I just retyped exactly what was here. Very good me. Else. If enemy units dot size is equal to 1, we can emit a signal units selected, enemy units. There we go. So if there are any player units in your selection, then we want to count that as selected. Otherwise, if you've selected just a single enemy unit, then omit that as selected so that you can show information about what's been selected, right? Okay, so that broadcasts out to your base level. Then your signal broadcaster rebroadcasts down. So we broadcast up from your unit selector up to signal broadcaster, which is your singleton, then back down to your level. That's kind of the design architecture I'm going with. It's not the most efficient, but it will work. So move selected units to. Oh, and I feel like I should also broadcast, I guess, the selection type. Alright, unit group. So let's do game manager, player group, game manager, enemy group. Signal broadcaster, we need to hold on to this. So this is some sort of thing. So this is unit group, some sort of string. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So current level, var unit group, some sort of string. I think it's always good to have a none group. None group. Let's see, none. So if it's ever none, then you know that we have completely messed up. Some sort of string. Game manager. None group. There we go. Selected units, unit group. String, game manager, none group. Oh, hello, DadSec. How are you doing? Oh, check it out. Look at that. You hit it with the rubber duck emote, and then your little chat character was a little rubber duck. How fancy. It's a random character every single time, by the way. So I don't have any control. I didn't actually write any code to select. So the fact that you were able to roll the rubber duck while using the rubber duck emote is pretty good. Congratulations. You should have used that luck for buying lottery tickets instead. But I'm glad you used your luck instead for spawning in a rubber duck. Let's hit it with a jump command. Boing. Alright, so you selected units. If unit group is not game manager player group, then just early return. Otherwise, for a unit in selected units, let's see, unit dot move and slide. Probably just position, right? I don't know. Let's just see how this works. Yep, doesn't work. Very good. It's a very intense color of blue. I would like to see the remote. Yeah, double rubber duck. Unfortunately, there's no way to spawn in additional things, although that might be pretty fun, right? Is having a channel points thing where you can just spawn in additional objects That might be fun. By the way, Juan, this code for the little stream overlay, that's open source, as always. Find it on my GitHub, etc., etc. There is an existing Godot implementation for Twitch chat, which I did reference, but I believe mine is the only Godot one that integrates with the channel points rewards, which is nifty. Huh. What is this? Okay, so unit group. Unit group. Oh, we're still in unit group none. Why? Yeah. It's, I think the reason why not many people integrate with the channel points thing is, one, there's not too many streamers who are also programmers, because doing both at once is pretty taxing. But also, too, is the API for Twitch's channel point rewards thing is kind of bad. It's kind of garbage. You upload stuff to the Godot asset thingy? I don't know. I really should, but this isn't really a good fit for the asset store. I would have to, let me see if I can pull it up. What did I call it? Friendly potato stream. Yeah, I would have to rip out this thing. So just this file, which is really gross. It's really gross since I cannot reuse the same WebSocket server. So you need to connect to two I cannot reuse the same WebSocket clients, and I can also, or I'm also not able to break these out into different files for some reason. So yeah, it would pretty much just be this one file here. So the Twitch integration, it gives you two WebSocket clients who both have their own set of callbacks in the same file. It's really gross. And then it does all their own little handling here. Yeah, the Twitch API is just bizarre. IMO. Like they also do some like JSON embedding. So like, let me see if I can find it. There's one of these that is really bad. Let me see. Oh, it's this one. Right. So I don't know why some people like to do this, or some companies like to do this, but they'll, inside of their JSON, they'll pass another JSON, but as a string. So you need to parse the JSON twice in order to parse the entire JSON. And then for some of the messages, I think some callbacks don't actually use like the stringified JSON. They just give you like a normal mega JSON. So it's very weird, very weird. Like, I think subscribe and bits use this kind of weird JSON within a JSON, whereas channel points works normally, I think. Anyways, yeah, it's not on the asset store, but, you know, I should probably submit it to, like, the Awesome Godot whatever. I think it's called Awesome Godot, not in this repository. Yeah, Awesome Godot. I think one of my tools is already here, actually. My GIF getter tool, which allows you to capture GIFs from within your game, so it uses your viewports, and then just generates a GIF from that. But that uses Rust as its the binding layer, the GIF layer. Amazing! Wow. Huh. I wonder which value this is using. Oh, you know what? Oh, it's not going towards the position. It's just using the Oh. Oh. It's just using the kind of up, down, left, right as the movement commands. That's pretty good. So it looks like it's moving towards the mouse, but it's actually not. Alright, so I need to do a bit more processing. So base level, we don't want to just call move and slide, we want to do this. Func move to position. Wait, no. Wait, yes, wait, no. We want to do func physics process. This a float. I really should get out of the habit of doing this though, which is setting like explicit types, return types for built-in functions. So I think the last time I tried doing this in Godot 4.0, it gave me a parsing error. Because I think they're just not allowing you to do that anymore. So I should stop doing that. But we're not going to stop doing that just yet. So let's see. What am I doing? We have var move to position, which is some sort of vector 2. Actually, we can just do vector 2. Well, no, let's just make it a vector 2. Easy. Then move to position is equal to self dot global position, so it just doesn't move. And then when we update move to position, then it'll start moving. So if move to position distance 2. Wait, no. Global position dot distance to move to position is less than 0. That's not actually the value I'm going to use. This is going to be min move distance. So it's going to be some sort of float. So let's see, call it I don't know, how big is this? So I move it over 1. We'll call it 1.0, right? So if your distance to whatever is less than, or is actually greater than the minimum movement distance, then we'll call move and slide. So your linear velocity should not be your move to position. It should be, let me see. What's the correct math for this? So if you have a position you want to go to, and then you have your current position, then we want to do, hold on. It's, isn't it? It's arctangent 2, isn't it? It's arctan 2. Returns the arctangent of this value. What's the difference between arctangent and arctangent 2? Returns the arctangent of y over x. Oh, y over x. Y over x. So the arctangent gives you the. It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. Arctangent. What is the arctangent? Just give me the diagram. What does this let me solve for? Tangent is this is the what arctangent gives me. I'm just looking for distance, please. Oh, what the heck? Please, I just want to solve for h. Give me a... Is this the bigger image? No, I don't want Google Lens. I desire a bigger image. How do I solve for h? Opposite, adjacent. Oh, okay. Seems okay. Yeah. Seems pretty good. And then we'll want to do something like var speed, some sort of float. We'll make it 25. That's not bad. Let's see. Move to position. Wait. Wait a minute, hold on. How did I do this before? I always have to do this. I've written this equation out before, but I don't like doing the math for it. Let me see. So this is some code I wrote for the Dream Diary Jam 5, as you could probably guess from the title of the repository. Let's see, H movement Y over X. And that's your rotation Z. Actually, I don't think we even need to do arctangent, right? We can just do the move to position normalized multiplied by your speed, right? And then that would be, yeah, that would be your whatever. Okay. Set get func set move to position, which will take pause some sort of vector 2. Trigonometry, yeah. Honestly, trigonometry was my worst subject in school, so like I get what it's talking about, but any subject that, you know, has heavy reliance on just manipulating numbers as opposed to manipulating variables, I tend to get really confused by. Like, you know, like multivariable calculus, aka Calc 3 in university, you know, absolutely crushed it. Failed every exam, then got over 100 on the final exam in order to pass the class with a C-. Trigonometry. Trigonometry. Oh. I think you're missing a few letters there. Trigonometry. Anyways, set move to position. If you do this, we will do ha 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 ha. So your move to position is equal to pause, right? But then we'll also set your var wait a minute. What if we do normalized times speed? Something like that. And then we can do... Oh, but that no longer works now. Okay, hold on. Yeah, no, it's kind of weird. I was back in high school. I was really bad at math. But then once I started taking calculus in university, I got really, really good at it. I mean, got really, really good at it as in like I was actually doing well in the classes and actually understood what I was doing, as opposed to just, you know, just memorizing formulas and hoping I was able to find the answer. So, you know, that's good. The highest math course I was able to take, though, or the highest math course I was able to pass was, it's called Math Stats, which is more or less your basic statistics course, except you only got a 4-function calculator, as opposed to in a, you know, a regular statistics course, you get the fancy statistics calculator, which does all the statistics for you. And Math Stats, you know, you had to do all the statistical calculations using just subtraction, or addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You know, there was no t-squared button or whatever. You know, I was actually really good at that, since, you know, you only worked with, like, 2 numbers. Everything else was, you know, I hope you like, you know, triply nested integrations. So you integrate from integral to integral, which is very strange. I was pretty good at that, though. I was pretty good, right? Because there's no numbers. Everything is a variable, up until you solve the equation, and then you have to plug in the number at the very end. And that's where I will usually mess up. You know, I'll do something like, what's 7 times 4? I don't know, 36? And it's like, wait a minute. 7 times 4 is not 36. Actually, what is... It's 9, right? 4 times 9 is 36. Is this correct? Well played. You know, I want to figure out how do I get emotes into this thing? So they will display. So if you post an emote, your character will display an emote. I think that would be really cool. Better Twitch TV. Well, I don't know how that would help me. Right, unless Better Twitch TV also provides like native bindings. Like, do they have C++ or C bindings? Possibly Rust or even Nim bindings. I'll take whatever I can get. Right, because this is written in Godot, so it's like, I don't know, where do I pull assets from? Yeah, that's the hard part, right? Is like I'm able to pull the raw data, but I can't pull any assets, I think. Unless Twitch just has like an asset endpoint I can pull from. In which case, you know, it should be pretty easy at that point. Oh. It should just be this, and then we need to normalize by delta. Actually, no. We can do this, and then velocity times delta times 100. Or is it 10? No, delta is in tenths of seconds, right? Or is it, do I need to times by 60? I forget. How do you normalize delta to 1 second? I forget. Is it times 6? Right? Because physics process. All right, so now we're dealing with more numbers. So delta is the time since last frame. Physics process calls 60 times a second. Therefore, this should be equal to... Calculator, give me the calculator. What is 60 divided by 60? Oh wait, that's dumb. It's just 1. Why did I just do that? Alright, ignore that, you didn't see that. Quack, quack, quack. Or if you're a weeb. Shoopa, shoopa, shoopa. What is the number I'm looking for? Is it 0.16? What is 1/60th? Oh, just 1 times divided by 60. Amazing. Oh, it is 0.16. Amazing. So to normalize back to roughly 1 second, we want to multiply by 60, right? Docker Z. Monka, dude. Everything is just ones and zeros in computers. I mean, this is true. That doesn't really help. Wait, definitely 1. Big brain time. Oh, you got me there. You should be making this. Anyways, let's try this out. I haven't really been thinking about it. I've just been talking. No, this is still wrong. Yeah. Did I not save this? Is player unit not inherit? Yeah, this is not inherit from this. It does. Move to position. Huh. And you know, I think when I was in like basic statistics class, I think we were taught that 1 is actually like 1 is more of like a special number, right? You can't really do too much with 1. 0, 1, and 2 are special. Like it's harder to make any reasonably assumption. It's hard to make any reasonable assumptions about either the number 1 or the number 2. 0 is easy because that's just the absence of data. I think in just regular math, the number 1 is pretty dope. Because you always want to try to normalize to the number 1. Yeah. Like I'm not very mathematically well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not very numerically oriented. I think if we're talking about math in terms of just variables, no numbers, I'm pretty good. I think I've said that already though. Like math theory I think is really interesting. I just wish there were less numbers. So let's see, goal position, move to position, distance to. Wait, this is right. What? Yeah, that's not. It's still using the same logic. So move to position should also be a global position, right? So where is it? Yeah, global mouse position. Okay, so let's do anytime 1 is itself. This is true. That's why 1 has special properties in math, more or less. Or you can think of it as having special properties in math, right? Because you cannot simplify any more than the number 1. So therefore, I think in a lot of cases, that's kind of like your final answer, is when you are able to simplify down to 1. Right, in the same way that, you know, what was I thinking of? 6, if you have like 6 is equal to 6, that's actually the same thing as 1 is equal to 1. Oh baby, because you divide 6 from both sides. A little easy with 1, but you're actually not really able to simplify any more than that. Have you thought about that? So what's going on here? Move to position. I don't know. Let's hit it with a game manager log message string move to position. Yeah, I feel like I should be able to do this a lot more efficiently now. Oh, wait a minute. Hey. Is it not? Huh? Print. Move to position. 42 is the answer? Possibly. Well, 42 is the answer to the universe, or something like that. Is it the answer to everything, though? It's yet to be proven. Signal broadcaster. Base level. Oh, I'm just moving. I forgot to change this. I'm dumb. That's why nothing was changing. Is equal to position. There we go. We forgot to change the most important part. Yeah, I still need to read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy though. Oh, that's very slow. Oh no, let's just multiply by 100. Or let's keep it by 60. So normalize to roughly 60 frames a second. It's a very slow boy. It's also wrong. It seems to be... Are they working off of different values? Or wait a minute. Move to position. Or actually, this should be self global position minus. Yeah, should it be this? Goal position minus the move to position normalized times speed, and that's your movement vector that we normalize to just 1, then multiply by speed again. So we kind of transform it twice. Okay, so it's backwards. Position this way. Okay, there we go. He's done it. Look. How is he so smart? And I'll tell you. It's mostly just kind of randomly trying a lot of things until it works. Yeah, look at that. Oh. What happened there? Oh, like that. Okay, so I think the easy answer is just to make it recalculate its position. So instead of setting the velocity here, we do this. Okay. So we just recalculate this every single time. And then it'll just kind of wiggle in place once it misses. Yeah, that's probably better. That's probably better, is just let it wiggle a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, it should probably recalculate just in case something happens to it. Right, so if you overshoot, we just don't want you to keep moving off in place. There we go. And then we need to do some rotation as well. So we have access to the sprites, right? So this is just base unit. So let's have some auto loads. So label this as movement. Yeah, and I guess some context for what I'm doing. This is actually one of the first games I started streaming game development on. And I think there's like a really old build that may or may not still work. I think the scope of the game was too big, and I just didn't know what I was doing. Which is, I mean, it's still technically true, but now I have more tools that I know work. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Exactly. He do be wiggling, though. He's a wiggly lad. Yeah, now I'm trying to... Every now and then I restart development on this this idea, deployment strategy. So the idea of the game is that it's an RTS mixed with kind of like a Western RPG. So it's a what's the word? So Western RPGs, those like Pillars of Eternity style combat, but mixed with an RTS, almost. So RTS, you usually have a large amount of units, but in a Western RPG, or a tactical RPG, well, tactical RPGs can have a large amount of units as well. So it's mostly just like Western RPGs. You don't face off against too many foes at once, generally. So that's the idea. How many lines of code is in all the files so far? Not too many. It's just this one that's a lot. Because this one has a lot of, I guess, selection logic. This is probably some of the more complicated logic. Or the most complicated the logic will get, which is just drawing this rectangle. Surprisingly enough, drawing this rectangle dynamically, pretty difficult. That's something I've come up with a lot of solutions for, but none of them were really good up until now. And that's only because I looked at another tutorial that was like, oh, this is how you do it. Because I remember my initial implementations, I would just move and resize a collision box, which is not a good solution. But now, I'm accessing the direct physics state in order to do collision. Because that's how the tutorial did it. Anyways. So we don't need the set get. Since we're not doing anything fancy with it, so this allows us to clean up the code a little bit. Yeah, that's like the big thing about programming is that it's not really about the amount of lines of code that you write. It's how correct the code is. Yeah, unless you're being paid for, lines of code written, it's usually better that you only write like a few lines. I think if in one programming session you write like 1,000,000 lines of code, I think that programming session was probably a failure. Right? Most days at work, I only write maybe about like 50 to 100 lines of code. And you might think like, oh, that's not too many. I could do that, but it's like, you need to figure out what the lines of code should do. Right? And I suppose it also depends on what kind of code you're writing, right? Like if you're writing Java code, then yeah, I mean, you're going to be writing a lot of code. Because Java has a lot of just boilerplate code. And boilerplate just means that you need to do a lot of setup. Like, oh, this is a thing, then you need to structure other things to support that thing, just to, It's very verbose. That's what people know about Java. What was the thing I was doing? This is selection unit stats. They should send beans. Who is they? who is this they? And why are they sending beans? I'll get back to the WarioWare style game I was making at some point. That might be next stream. It's hard to say. But right now, I just had the itch to work on this, I took a Java class. How did you feel about it? I know a lot of people, they're not a huge fan of Java. Unless you're trying to say that you took like a Java class and now you're a barista at Starbucks. I got lost in Boolean. Yeah. Sounds about right. Because it should be actually, it's not, I don't think it's lowercase bool, I think it's actually uppercase bool in Java, by the way. I think Java uses lowercase bool for Boolean, but uppercase Boolean is actually a Java class. So it's actually, it's not a primitive. There's a difference. Classic mistake. Sprite dot rotation. Rotation. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, so if we put back the set get and then do func set move to position. Yeah, well, I think Java gets a lot of hate and a lot of it is deserved, but I think it's still a good first language to know. Right? Because I think it makes you appreciate more modern and concise languages. Right? So like, if you learned Python as your first language, like I did, you don't really appreciate, you know, how much simpler the code could be. So, you know, it's not a bad one to learn. It's not a good one either. Well, it's not the greatest one you could learn either, but I think Java's a good baseline language to know. Let's say that. Let's see, sprites is equal to sprites.rotation. I think this is probably going to be in radians, right? How do you get the angle? I think this is probably rotation degrees is equal to move to, well, it's equal to position, global position. Wait. Var. The difference is equal to this. So this is a vector too. This is the difference vector, and then we'll do arc a tan to diff diff y diff x. How did I do it? Aren't compilers written in C++? It depends. Some compilers are written in C++. Some of them aren't. Right, like some languages are written in C, some languages are written in C++. Some languages are written in other stuff. Like, isn't Clojure compiles down to Java, and its compiler is also written in Java. Highlang compiles down to Python and is written in Python. Isn't TypeScript? It's the compiler for TypeScript is written in JavaScript. TypeScript compiler. What is it? What's the compiler written in? Send me. npm. I desire to know. Is this it? Yeah. Oh no, that's the TypeScript compiler wrapper. No, I don't know. I don't really know. Yeah, but not all compilers are written in C++. I think a lot of compilers are written in C++ or C. Right, not everyone likes to use C++. I'm one of them. I think C++ is just really complicated. Arctangents, all of this. Oh, hey, what's up, Not? How are you doing today? Oh, look at it. You got a good roll on the overlay. A second duck. That's like a 1 in... I think that's a 1 in 9 chance. Yeah, but it's going. It's going. You know, work has driven or slowed to a crawl. You know how it do. Is it not based on subscriber status? No, it's completely random. It's completely random. So I could make it based on subscriber status, but I was thinking I would do more of like a MapleStory style, like you have like a you know, like the little guild thing under your name. I thought that might be kind of cool. Duck pivot. No pivots. You must redeem the appropriate channel point reward in order for me to pivot. We don't do any pivoting here. Oh, this is in radians. So this is just regular rotation, right? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we're back on this again, which is nice. This old game, the first game I ever worked on stream. And let's see if I can actually get something working here. I need to figure out how to game the system. No. Please refrain from gaming the system. Be greatly appreciated. Input, set mouse mode. Confined. Let's see. Oh, but you know what? We can do one of these. Just bounce everyone up slightly. Oh, that was a really low bounce. Let's do it again. Oh, that was kind of weird, huh? If you bounce twice, it yeah, it kind of freaks out. I saw that. I was wondering if it was me lagging or something happened. I guess, yeah. It's a slight bug. Alright, let's hydrate. Thanks for redeeming hydrate. Remember to drink water, everyone. Water is good for you. Etc, etc. 200 milliliters. I should update the description to, I guess, make it obvious that I'm going to be drinking 200 mil. But yeah, you know, I've been, you know, actually at work, I found out why people don't really give me or they don't give me too much work, or like why the tasks they give me aren't very difficult. Right? And what I found out is that everyone just thinks that I'm like some sort of idiot. Like I was in a call today, and it kind of soured my entire day, because they were like, "Hey, we would like to integrate this thing into your Jenkins pipeline." I'm like, "All right, sounds good. What do you want?" And they're like, they start describing something. I'm like, "Are they describing a REST API?" Like, yeah, we want something to run in your Jenkins pipeline, but not actually run inside of your pipeline. Instead, we want to run this in a separate environment. I'm like, so at the very end, I was like, so do you want me to make a REST call to your to your thing? And they're like, oh yeah, that's what we want. I was like, I've been sitting here for like an hour while you describe how your thing works. Are you sure that they aren't the idiots? I'm not sure. It's hard to say. But everyone thinking that I'm some sort of dummy it might explain why no one really gives me any tasks. Anyways. Run the pipeline, but not in the... Yeah, exactly. Run inside of the pipeline, but also not inside the pipeline. Well, yeah, so it sounds bad when you put it like that. So it is running in the pipeline, but then we kind of cast it out to a separate server, and that server does all the running of it. Yeah, that's why I think they're idiots. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to say, right? Because it was someone like architect level that was talking to me about it, and I was like, all right, well, I mean, would you just provide me the, you know, the REST API documentation, and we can get it done. This is really easy. Do they even know programming? See, that's kind of like one of my pet peeves, actually, is like a lot of architects, like software architects, don't seem to have a very good grasp on basic programming principles. That's something I've noticed. Let's see. This should probably be done here. So signal broadcaster, no. Base level, yes, here. So each base level will do one of these. It's kind of independent of everything else. Yeah. Schrodinger's pipeline. Yeah, does it run or does it not run? It's in both states simultaneously until you check it. Which is honestly kind of like my approach to how the pipeline runs. You know, if no one tells me that there's any errors, then I just do not care about what the pipeline is doing. So I never check it. And if I never check it, I never have to see if there are errors. Therefore, I think that's a pretty good system. Never have to fix anything if you're not aware of any errors. Taps forehead. That's one way to handle things. Yeah. Let's see. Mouse drag distance. I'll call it 5. By the way, I finally got my second monitor. So I have 2 bloody monitors. Oh baby, 2 monitors. The dream. Are you gonna mount it vertically like a true programmer? Also, I do remember someone mentioning about brain frick. And surprisingly enough, someone in my Discord mentioned that as well. So yes, I'm aware of brain frick. I've never programmed anything in it though. I wish I could mount it vertically. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I go to the office, which is very, very seldom now. I don't usually go to the office anymore. But whenever I do, that's when I have my nice vertical monitor. I might get a nice freestanding Visa desk, but those don't look great. I don't know what is a Visa desk? Yeah. Bar, mouse, position. What if I do this? So unit selector. So we're already doing some mouse queries here. So is a nice freestanding V system, but those don't look great. Oh, are those like those are like it's like a lamp stand, right? But like you mount a monitor to it? Or is it like a, oh, okay, so yeah, it's a freestanding monitor stand. Ooh. Yeah, it's something that's easily enough. You can get yourself, but we're not gonna do that. Reggie desk. Hey, you know, I'm doing a few things at once. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do screen dragging, and I'm also trying to read chat. So, you know, I read like every other word, and then just try to guess what you're talking about. Apologies. If your sentence is longer than 5 words, I'm just guessing what you're talking about. That's my secret to how I'm able to read chat so consistently, is that I'm not really reading chat. I'm more like glancing at it and then hoping that it's not too long. Is this too long for you? That's what I said to your mother. Alright. No excuses. See, that's easy. Okay, calm down. No, we are going to be horny in main chat. Big sorry. Is this too long for you, big boy? If I had an Ulu face, I would use that. I like how you have both the speech bubbles and the scrolling text. Yeah, I thought about possibly taking that out. But, oh yeah, that's it. I'm unsubbing. Didn't your sub already, your sub has already expired, so I don't think you can unsub. Let's see, var viewport. How do I want to do this? It's like, are you talking about I'm still subbed? Didn't the sub roll over already, or is that incorrect? Are you still subbed? Doesn't. Oh no. Oh, you are still subbed. That's neat. Did you resubscribe at any point and I just missed it? It's month 2 or something? Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, appreciate your continued support, Knock. Always appreciated. Or you just get 2 months for doing a higher subscription tier. I don't really know how this works. Basically what I'm asking is, did I miss your resubscription? If so, I apologize. You're asking me? I know. I don't know. I don't know. Viewports. Extent. Let's see. What if we do? Oh, actually, we should be using the main viewport for this, right? Yeah. I don't think I resubbed. I think it's just recurring subs. It's not a prime sub. Wouldn't that mean... Oh, did you set on, like, recurring subs? So, like, possibly you resubscribed? Like, when I was not streaming, and then, that's just how it works? In which case... thank you for your continued support, Knock. I guess it auto resubs. Got him, dude. Easy. So what am I trying to do here? By the way, I've been just staring at this screen. I'm trying to do mouse drag. I've done this before. Var viewports size, and this will be the main viewport. So vector 2 is equal to... Now he's asking if you missed the sub notification. Yes, I would like my answer, my question answered, but it's okay. What game is this again? This is deployment strategy. It's my RTS / RPG game, but I've scaled it down. So instead of its, I guess, being I guess kind of more RPG. This is just gonna be more RTS focused. I don't remember a sub notification rate. Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't know. I'm just wondering because usually I have a little notification on my side to see if you resubbed or not. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out if I should be apologizing or not. That's all I ask. Anyways, so viewport size is equal to get tree. Or no, it's just get viewport, right? Get viewport size, right? Get viewport size is a vector 2. And then we're trying to check for certain values. Okay, well, the game with the speech bubbles and the portrait, I want you to work on that again. Yeah, this is that game. This is that game. I'm rewriting it though, so it's a bit more efficient. So I think if you remember way long ago on that, I can always pull that up, by the way. Let's pull it up. Restart it again. Yeah, the code is kind of garbage. So yeah, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up yet another instance of Godot. Just wait for it. Oh, jeez. And let's see if it works. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, remember this? Oh, that's ugly. And then you click. Do some clicking around. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember. Freak out button, there's the stop button that actually totally works. The cringe anime portrait placeholders. I can add those back in. Yeah, I think I've learned a lot more about UI design, or I guess how to properly do UI. And I think also another thing is I'm not going to be doing, I guess, artwork like this anymore. You know, I think the system I was trying to build was a little too complicated. That's probably like the biggest thing. But yeah, I mean it was like a pretty robust system. It was just really hard to work with after a little bit. Simplify. Yeah, that's why I'm redoing it. Like it's robust, but also it's really complicated. And I think I made a lot of really poor design choices initially, so that's why I'm scaling it down, right? So with this game that I was making, the previous one I just had on screen, but I think I just don't have enough tools or enough experience making this kind of stuff to make, right? Because it was a RTS RPG with more of a focus on just like RPG aspects, whereas I think with this one, with this rewrite, I'm just going to focus more on the RTS portion, and then also make it completely top down, so I don't even have to worry about a lot of the positioning. Not going to use sprite artwork, so I don't have to worry about sprite stuff. I'm just going to go with the usual MS Paint drawings, so I can get a feel for how it's going to work. I think that's a better approach now that I've, you know, made a few more tools. Although I did bring up that thing. I do need to see how did that work before? Is it going to be story based? Yes, it is going to be story based, but you're just going to move from map to map with like a little story interstitials in between, as opposed to, I guess, more of a free roam story. I think that was a little bit too ambitious, unfortunately. And by a bit too ambitious, I mean extraordinarily ambitious. Alright, this is one. Hey, it's gonna be roughly story based, I think. I think that's the hope, at least. Let me see, where is my camera? There's the primary camera. So it's like RTS game stories then somewhat. So so like the idea for the game, right? So you have it's roughly what the old one was. So you have units, they have I guess more or less their own character stories, but there's only gonna be a few of them. Cutscene battle. It's not really cutscene, I guess. It's more you have the battle screen and then you have just like the staging screen. So you, I don't know, like you, I guess kind of like think of it like climbing a tower. So you have, you reach a new floor. It's like a tower, right? So you have a floor, you do some battle stuff, I'm really angry. And then you go up the stairs. And on the stairs, you kind of do your resting and whatever. So, and then you go up more stairs. And then there's your next battle. And, next person is very angry. Something like that. And then you just keep going up more and more stairs. That's one way of thinking about it. So it's more separated as opposed to just mashing everything together, right? And then you got more and more stairs, and then your rest area. Then you have your conversations, are all RPG like, and then go into the next battle. And then here's the big idea. What about permadeath? What about permadeath? Or maybe not permadeath, but permanent stats decreases. So like you can have people get knocked out. And I guess if they take enough damage, then they'll just have like some sort of permanent debuff. Right? And so it is possible to just be in a position where you will pretty much just lose. Or just get good. Are you going to have specific characters? Yeah. It's an RTS, right? Yeah. Well, it's an RTS mixed with an RPG. Or I guess like a Western RPG. So kind of like a Pillars of Eternity, which is like the only modern Western RPG I've played. Faceless units for... so your enemies are going to be a mix of faceless and characters. You will only have, I guess, like 4 to 6 characters. I'm not sure if they'll be named or not. I'm not sure. I mean, they will be named, but I'm not sure if all of them will have backstories or something. Like, I'm somewhat confident in my ability. Ooh, that's cute. Look at that. The character highlighting actually changes based on how many you have selected. That's cool. But yeah, basically both. I think it's more interesting to have a named enemy than it is to have a named player unit, right? Because player units, you have too much control, so you have that kind of dissonance between what your character thinks and what you think. But of course, having a named enemy character is more interesting, right? Because you don't control them. Thus, they are free to do what they want. So this is more real-time tactics than RTS. Well, I suppose, yeah, real-time tactics. Except real-time tactics don't really have, I guess, the amount of enemies that I'm envisioning. Although we'll see if that's possible. Maybe it will just be more real-time tactics. Alright, so this is viewport.size. So if mouse position... my eyes. Alright, so this is the camera that I'm working on. Actually, why am I doing this here on base level? This should be on... Where's my base level? Camera. Okay, let's do... Every base level needs to have a camera 2D. Tim has died of dysentery. You know, I used to call it dysentery. I've been calling it dysentery for a while. But like, somewhat recent I was like, wait a minute, isn't this just called dysentery? not dysentery. Just like when in chemistry I kept calling it amino acids when it's actually amino acids. It's like I wasn't trying to mispronounce it. It's just how I say it. I don't know. Actually, we can do this, right? Boom, boom, boom. Mass drag distance, viewport size. Grab all of this stuff, right? Then we will do save branch as seen. So this is just game camera. So game camera. Add this to here. Throw these. Have you played Commandos? Probably not. Is that that's like a Game Boy game where you control 3 characters, 3 soldiers who then just walk through the jungle shooting at people? If mouse position out of my eyes. Yeah, exactly. Anime acids. You know, for some people, anime is more or less like pouring acid into your eyes. PC stealth-based tactics game, real-time tactics? No, I've not played it. Is it just called Commandos? That sounds really hard to search for. Or Commandos behind enemy lines. Oh, there we go. Oh, I like how that looks. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, yeah. That's pretty much it, yeah. That's kind of what I was envisioning, yes. So yeah, imagine Commandos except more of an emphasis on combat as opposed to stealth. Oh, yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah. 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 There we go. Someone's already made my idea, more or less. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You should play it at some point. I might, yeah. It's on Steam, and so since it is just doing what I was thinking of doing, yeah, we could. It's stealth based. Yeah, I'm not very good at stealth games, but which is why I won't try to make a stealth game. So, viewport size equals get viewport size. Like seriously hard. Ugh, I'm not good at stealth games. It's the first game I rage quit. Sounds like the perfect stream game then. If we're talking about rage quitting. Isn't that's what the kids are into nowadays, right? Just watching a lad just lose their mind. Granted, I was 8 years old. I was 8 years at the time. But how old were you at the time, though? All right. So I think I can actually just grab a lot of this, right? Viewports, mouse position, mouse scroll bounds. Mouse scroll bounds. Oh baby, you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to do this. I think this camera code is actually not bad. So we're just gonna grab it. Screen active distance. I don't know. You're not. I'm not plagiarizing code. I wrote this. I usually watch my brother play. I should really replay it. Sounds like we should all play more games. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy my code, and then hopefully this is not too bad. I don't remember how it works though, because it's been a little bit. Let's see. Just needs to be in the process function. I should actually be making more use of delta. Zoom velocity. I don't think yeah, we can have zooming. Why not? Zooming is not bad. What is target used for? Target. Oh, that's your... And then zoom is... Wait, what? Who wrote this? Oh, okay, no, this is, if zoom velocity x is not 0. Why? What? Zoom velocity x? What? Zoom amount? Oh, I only check one of them. Ah. So this is zoom dampening. Very good. Mouse position. Yeah, I love old code. Yeah, I have no idea what this does. I think this will all work though. And then do I have UI scroll up and down? More or less. No, actually I don't, but let's see. UI scroll up, UI scroll down. I remember that this is one thing I didn't have to tweak very much. So I'm going to try to just reuse a lot of this. Wheel up. And then wheel down. Wheel down. Where is it? Wheel down? Alright. Seems fine. Let's try it and hope it works. Ah! Ah! Alright, that's fair. This doesn't exist. Scroll bounds, min bounds. If target is not... Oh, why is this on game manager? Am I using game manager for anything else, or is this more or less self-contained after this? This is more or less self-contained. So let's do... So this is zooming. This is also zooming. So something I've just become more opinionated about in my code recently is organizing by function. Screen active distance, yep. And then we'll have const. What's min bounds? Max bounds? What? What? What the heck? Game manager. What are... Oh, geez. Oh, I remember. Also, I was using a lot of pub sub stuff, too. Whereas, actually, check it out. In my new kind of way I'm deciding to structure stuff is as opposed to doing a lot of things with a pub sub, I'm doing things with just a signal rebroadcaster or a signal broadcaster, which does about the same thing as a pub sub, but it uses the built-in signaling system as opposed to a GDScript pub sub system. So it's less things to maintain, more or less. Hopefully. Screen min bounds, some sort of vector 2. Like that. I've been working with a lot of Go code, so I'm starting to come around to structuring my code like this. So if it's obvious what the type is, then we don't need to specify a type. Numbers always specify a type. Because it's useful to know if something is a float, or if you meant for it to be a float, or not. Const screen max bounds. And we can just grab this from here. I feel like this should actually be based off of the current screen. Since screens may or may not be the same size. Good. Type inference is the way. Do you know the way? Because I sure don't. Alright, well, let's keep going. So I think this should work now, right? Actually, no, this will not work. Ah! This is supposed to be... Oh, this is bad. Screen min bounds. So min bounds. Just a little copy and paste here. You know, as they say, a little pinch and squeeze. Wait. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, ignore I said that. Oh no, copy and paste. I was like, copy and paste, pinch and squeeze. That's like the same thing. That's not the same thing at all. Sure, dude. I'm sorry. I'm turning Canadian. The more delirious I get, the more Canadian I become. Next thing you know, we're buying bags of milk. Buying bags of milk from the Tim Hortons. I don't know. Eh? Hey, it works. And we can zoom in. Oh baby. Yay for old code. And it does the bouncing correctly. Oh, it feels so good. Alright. Well, I mean, that's pretty good. The bounce. Yeah, so when you zoom in too close, it bounces you back. Like this. So I'm not bouncing myself back whenever I zoom in too close, and I realize that this is really distressing to look at. But see, when I zoom in, it actually modifies your position a little bit. Basically like that. The rapid strobing is what I'm referring to when I talk about bouncing. Shouldn't I just stop you from zooming in instead of bouncing back? No. I mean, it probably could. I don't remember why I implemented bouncing instead of just preventing you from doing that. Is it... Yeah, I don't remember why. I have no idea. Which part of the code controls this? Is it... Oh, it's this part. Oh yeah. I remember why. It's because the velocity actually works off a decay system, right? So even though I do limit how much you can zoom in here, right? Right. So if your zoom is less than the minimum zoom, then I just set you to the minimum zoom, right? But actually, your zoom velocity, you'll just keep zooming in, right? Until you decay down to 0. You just need an extra variable? Nah, I think I'll just let you bounce. I think I'll just let you bounce. Although I should probably be lerping as opposed to just like decaying your velocity. So lazy. Well, it works. Oh, hello. Glacy. Glace? I'll just call you Gwyneth. Hello, Miss Paltrow. It's an honor to have you in my chat. So yeah. I'm not changing it. If only because I know it works. We can add a to-do here just in case I need to change it. But yeah, for context for any new viewers, I'm working on... This is one of the first games I started working on stream. I had to drop it and restart it several times, if only because the code has just been... Every single time the code just became unmanageable because the scope of the project was too big. So I've decided to bring it down. It's an RPG RTS, or I guess as Nock puts it, a real-time tactics game. But here's the, I guess the basic idea. I guess the abstract idea is that you have a level, you do some fighting. You can think of it as like a big tower, right? RPG / real-time tactics, something like that. Yeah, there's less strategy, more tactics. It's more of a tactical level. So you have your battles, right? Your battle levels, and then you have your rest levels, where you do all your RPG stuff. So we split it into two kind of distinct parts. It's not really distinct actually, because inside battle you'll also have, I guess, RPG elements carry over, something like that. So you can, I guess, gain experience or something. I don't know. Things can happen to your stats while you're in battle, but there are no tactics within the rest area, I guess, besides having the same control scheme. But that's the idea. So you think about it like walking up a tower, all that good stuff. So I feel like here I should be using delta somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Var modified delta. Some sort of float is equal to delta times 60. And so for all of this stuff, we'll just do times. For anything having to do with velocity, we'll just multiply things by the modified delta. Yeah, I've come around to this idea of doing a lot of things using the delta value more. Because the big thing for using delta is in case of different frame rates, you don't, or in case of different frame rates, or if the game lags or something, you don't have, like, I guess, unexpected lag, I suppose. Right, even if the rendering lags, your game shouldn't lag. And that's the idea. So yeah. So what I have set here, and that everything seems to work just fine, is delta times 60, which is 60 frames per second. Even though this is in the process function, we'll imagine we're running at 60 frames per second. Actually, then that might mean this is better for the physics process, since I can almost guarantee physics process will run at 60 frames per second. Or at least we'll try to. Oh, and actually, I'm just noticing, did Glace Gwyneth not get a character pop in? Oof. That might be a bug. I apologize. You should have a character, but I guess... Oh no, there they are. Yeah. Oh, if your first character is an emote, does it not work? Actually, what the heck is that? Oh, is that just an emoji? Okay, hold on. Do emojis work? Oh, yeah, emojis don't work. Yeah. That's why you don't get a character. Interesting. That's a bug. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Interesting though. Can I be a duck? You can be a duck in your hearts if you believe in yourself. For shame, no Unicode support. I'm sorry. It's the classic Godot problem. Yeah, I need to load in a different fonts, but even then, it shouldn't matter. Like, even if it doesn't display anything, it should just give you a a character anyways. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I'll have to look at that. It shouldn't matter. Well, yeah. No, what I'm saying is that it, even if it's not able to render the Unicode, it should have given Glace a character. But for some reason it didn't. I'm not sure. We can look at the we can look at my tool and see how it works really quick. Friendly potato stream. Well, I like green at least. Yeah. Right now I don't have enough tooling built into the little stream thing in order to, you know, modify you. I think a future enhancement would be to like have some sort of editor layer, and then I can, you know, change your characters at will. Yeah. Well, luckily you're green. We're all the same color. Hey, look, they bounce around. And they also have collision enabled for about 3 seconds, I think. How neat. Okay, so let's see. Whenever you chat, yeah, it should have just worked, yeah. Minions? Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking that they would be more like monsters that you could like make fight each other, but I got lazy. If I send an emoji, it doesn't pop up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, everything works except for emojis, which is weird. Oh, does the duck emoji pop up? Do it again. I didn't see it. I can't see it on my stream. One more time. Okay, yeah, see, there's nothing there. Yeah, or looking eyes, ABC. How strange. Yeah. So, I mean, looking at my code, right, this is the function that's called, right? So I just take a message string. Oh, you know what? It might be coming from this layer right here. So this part right here. Not on pub sub, it's just on chat. Might be here. Where am I looking at? Add message to chat history. Yeah, it's probably this one. If message length is less than 1, then it doesn't even get sent. Yeah. Yeah. It's this part right here. And I even left myself a note. Not sure if this is possible to just be safe. We do an early return. Yeah, it makes the check fail. That makes sense. So I should just take it out, I guess. Like, I was trying to do null safe, you know, so the program doesn't crash, but I guess emojis just get stripped out for whatever reason, not sure. But I think what that does mean is that I'm not receiving the emoji. Maybe Twitch just doesn't send that in the IRC API. I think you should... Oh, I'm not stripping anything, right? So Godot can handle UTF-8 characters. I think what I do need is additional logging, and I need to test for emojis. What I think is happening is that the IRC spec might not support emojis. That might be what's happening. And so like they show up in Twitch chat, but when they're broadcasting across IRC. Yeah, I think Twitch chat and the Twitch chat API are a bit different, maybe. I'm not sure. I have no idea. What I do need is additional logging to see why emojis aren't being sent. It's possible that I'm just accidentally stripping them out, yeah. But I do know that Godot has emoji support, so I don't know. Right? So like I can grab eyes and then just... Oh? No, maybe I'm just a big liar. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Parse error, unknown character. What did I do? Oh, jeez. I'm pressing backspace. Oh, there we go. Does this work? Zalgo? Did it Zalgo correctly? LGO? I think it worked. Can we have more Zalgos in chat? No, I just LGO'd. I suppose it depends on what kind of Zalgo it is, right? Like, I understand the idea behind the Zalgo. LGO, very nice. What happens if I do... What's the Lenny face? Let me open up this browser game. Let's completely dox myself on a game that I like to play. Oh, we're fatigued, by the way. Just gonna type a Lenny in chat. Lenny. We're just doing... Oh, geez. Yeah. So it drops some of the characters. That's weird. Interesting. Yeah. I guess it's just Unicode characters, so what I should do is... I should install a different font pack, I guess. Stop using Godot. Not like this. Use a real language. It is a real language. Use Rust? No. Pivot? No. You know, I actually considered pivoting, because check this out. Frequent chatter in chat, Juan Carlos. Carlos Spaco. I think his chat avatar is actually still in chat. Possibly. Yeah, I think it's still there. Wrote this thing. It's a nim wrapper around Python. So here's the idea, is that for the face tracker is written in Python. So if I can wrap that in this nim wrapper around the Python standard library, and then there's also nim bindings for Godot, and then oh baby, I can integrate the face tracker more or less directly into Godot without needing to use a UDP broadcast receiver system. So we get rid of a lot of latency. And also, basically just stop using Python entirely. Since nim is interpreted, just embed C Python? No. I don't see why. Well, because, right, if you embed C Python, I mean, it's still interpreted Python, right? It's still interpreted. When you have to port the program to nim. So according to the author, you just need to, it does some code analysis, so you would just need to wrap each package within his nim program. Pretends to understand what you're talking about. Yes, the pointers to the hash maps sometimes will Stack Overflow, of course. I think that might, no, pointers to hash maps can never Stack Overflow. You would just sometimes, I guess, maybe have a hanging pointer, but I almost constructed a reasonable sentence. I was almost there. Anyways, that's enough for camera. So this is player unit. Yeah. We're gonna make other units. Capiche? Yeah, no, I mean, that's the idea. I'm not sure if it's even feasible or not, but I think it'll probably work. But here are two units. There's no collision checking just yet, but they should be avoiding each other. Ooh. Yeah, look at that. How neat. Yeah, but that's the idea with the face tracker for now. So if wrapping them in nim, 1, increases performance, and 2, allows me to bypass having to, use a UDP server. Because a lot of the reason why I'm not embedding C Python into Godot right now is that it's really clunky to use, right? And also you don't get to, Or like exporting is kind of weird. I couldn't really figure it out with the Python GD native stuff. So I know it is possible. Oh, and I'm noticing a lot of the characters are stacked. Just bounce everyone around a little bit. But yeah, the export process was really painful using Godot and Python together. So I'm trying to use something that's like compiled, right? Because then it's more or less a single binary, maybe a few DLLs. You know? So this is good. Oh yeah, for player movement, set move to position, move and slide. Okay, well what if we do move to? Yeah, so don't just call this by itself. We wrap more logic, move to. Move to, and then we just pass in a velocity. Wait, hold on. So I had this figured out before. Oh, I've done a lot of this stuff before. I just forget how I did it, and I'm kind of dreading looking at my old code. Oh jeez. Oh god. Oh, I remember this. Auto spacing. If distance is less than auto space distance and movement path size is equal to 1. Oh, jeez. What the heck? Who wrote this? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember now. Yeah, and there was a lot of mixing between things that happen in the finite state machine and within just like the regular scripts. Muted, Tim, muted. This is false. Evil Tim wrote this, not me. I'm good Tim. You can trust me. One of us always lies. One of us always tells the truth. What question do you ask? That's what Evil Tim would say. That's a trick question. There's no good Tim. There's evil Tim and then just slightly less evil Tim. They gas, the truth comes out. Actually, you've just exposed your inherent bias. There is no such thing as good or evil. That's all just a matter of perspective. What say you in your defense? I don't remember how this works. Oh god. Base unit. That's what Evil Tim would say to deflect from the truth. Oh, he knows too much. Cut his mic. Ban him. 24-hour ban. Permanent. Oh, I remember now. I can ban you. I can ban you and then unban you to clear the chat. So then no one will ever know. He's too close to the truth. Move towards, yeah, so this is what I want. Move towards position. Unit. Yeah, I think this works. Well, I think we should just auto space here, right? Because these all use, yeah, this is just base unit. This isn't even like player unit specific stuff. So move to, maybe not. Maybe we can just do this. We just use the move to position, and then just move and slide, and then we can check your slide collision amount. You know, something that I've started becoming more and more aware of is whenever I say like your slide collision count or your slide count or our mistake, I'm like, wait, why am I saying our? Why am I saying your? I keep mixing between, you know, kind of like an ambiguous you/they and then just like us pronouns. Like, yeah, maybe I should just be saying I or me, but then that just sounds a little too personal. You know? Like, you know is like, it's not like addressing anyone, that's just like a figure of speech. It's very strange. It's well, okay, so let's see it now. It sounds a little too uncasual. You know, we're trying to keep it cool and collected, etc., etc. Actually, we can just do get slide count. So for I in slide collision. Wait. Oh, for I in. What are we even talking about? I got a work message. Everything is on fire again, but it's lunch break, so. Oh, baby. Yeah. Everything at work for me, you know, as previously mentioned, is just it's at a slow burn. It's smoldering right now. You know, actually, check it out. In 4 days, what's in 4 days? Is 4 days a Friday? Yeah, it's more or less a Friday. On July 31st, the kind of code system that we've been using, so that like developers can get a workspace without having to like submit a bunch of, you know, marketplace requests to get software installed in their systems, right? Because I work at a bank, so everything needs to be audited by TSO and security reviews and all that, right? So we are offering a software solution so that you could just bypass that and just use these pre-approved packages and do all your development like that. That's actually going away on July end of the month. And so it's for this entire month we've been working on getting a replacement out. However, we were that's where all the bureaucracy I've been talking about comes in, is that we were actually blocked on getting the replacement out. If get slide collision I guess I don't actually need to do this, right? Call var collider group. Some sort of string, but let's do get slide collision I collider get group. So what was I talking about? Oh, basically like everything's not on fire, but everything is like it was on fire until they realized it wasn't our fault. Now they're just like, please help. We cannot take this blow to our productivity, but also we do realize that there's nothing we can do. So there are like 9 pieces of documentation, aka artifacts, PMO, project management organization, I guess, artifacts that I need to provide over like a 3-month period in order for us to get our build system development tooling approved so we can send it to people. So we're on a 3-month fire drill, I suppose. That's what they call it in the industry. You're either fighting a fire or on a fire drill. Oh, what's up, Rogue Knight? What to do? Drink smart shakes and chill until it's go time, right? Yes. I mean, if you want, right? Do you want to drink smart shakes? I don't know what a smart shake is, but sounds nifty. is equal to game manager player group. Let's see, what did I do here? Yeah, let's not make this too complicated. Move to position is just equal to, yeah, we can do set move to position. Actually, we can do self dot move to position is equal to global position. Replace with your favorite drink. That's water, my good sir. Actually, that's a lie, but if I actually answered my favorite drink, I think I might be judged. And so there's two ways. If I was a good streamer, I would say something like really weird. Like a sparkly vanilla latte or something like that. But the real answer is probably like a gin and tonic. So do I give the funny answer and possibly get a few lulz out of chat? Oh geez. Or do I answer with the real answer and expose myself for the alcoholic I may or may not be? Okay, I'm off. Lunch break is over. Alright. Thanks for tuning in, Knock. I'll catch you later. Support is always appreciated. Your little stream avatar will be with us. You'll be with us in spirits and or sprite. You're not the only one? Well, you know, as long as we're all being honest about it. It's a very sad life. Trying to assign value of type array to... has this thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so... oh geez. Oh geez. You know, if you have a problem, you know, the first step to recovery is admitting that you have a problem. You know, I'm not advocating for alcoholism. Alcoholism is very bad. It affects more than you, etc., etc. Affects your friends and loved ones. But you know, I think I drink a lot. Probably drink a lot less now than when I was traveling, right? So working as a consultant, I spend a lot of time in airport bars, just waiting for my flight, just getting totally blasted. Whereas I think working from home, you know, I think I drink a lot more days out of the week, but I also drink a lot less. So, you know, it's a little give and take, possibly. Hard to say how much less I'm actually drinking. I'm not drinking right now, besides water. I'm not drinking alcohol right now. I'm drinking water. But you know. Let's see. It should be like an auto space kind of thing. So how did I do this? Huh. Let me think. So we don't want to do this, right? So what I'm trying to do here, I mean, this is very simple, but I'm just rewriting a lot of the code because the previous code was very complicated and I no longer understand how it works. It was the work of a madman back then. Well, what I'm trying to do is when your units start to like run into each other, they should try to space themselves out somewhat. So, I wonder. Oh, here's what I can do, right? So we can have your speed, right? That's your speed there. And then we can also have a speed modifier. So speed modifier that I can just manipulate whenever I want, right? So we have all these variables that we're multiplying it by. And there we go. So there's our speed times delta times 60, and then times our speed modifier. And then here, we can do a few things, right? And then also just do else speed modifier is equal to 1. So always reset speed modifier. Don't even do the check. But here we can do speed if, well, actually, yeah, we can just lerp it every single time. So we can do speed modifier is equal to lerp speed modifier to 1. And I suppose if nothing happens, then I suppose that's fine, right? So we just accept like a constant performance loss in exchange for just easier to understand code, right? Speed modifier is equal to 0.5, right? Something like that. So if your units bump into each other, we kind of force them to slow down a little bit. Something like that. It's hard to tell if it's working or not, though. Alright, what if I just cancel out of this? So we do... I guess when they bump into each other, then they just kind of stick together, whereas this one forces them to separate a little bit. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. That's probably fair. And then we can do this as well. So if global position, if collider group has this, and we check for this as well. So if collider group has the player group and global position distance 2 is greater than the minimum move distance. Wait. Is less than... Wait. Hold on. I'm trying to think. There's a good way of doing this. If collider group has player group, and then if global position distance to the move position is less than minimum move distance times 2, then we want to do, let's see, move to position. Self move to position is equal to global position. Otherwise, do this. Right, so here's the idea, is that if you are close enough, right, and let's add a comment, if close enough to the target position, just stop to avoid constant bumping. Otherwise, slow down a little. Right? That makes sense. I mean, they're still bumping into each other, but I think that's fine. We can have it, you know, equal to some arbitrary number. It doesn't really matter. So you can kind of see this guy over here is really trying to make it to the target position. I don't know, what if we do times 10? Oh, then they barely even try to make it. Okay, that's fine. And then you can kind of force them to wiggle over if you really want them to wiggle over. Okay. So let's do const bump modifier. Wait. Spacing modifier float is equal to just 10. There we go. That feels a bit more natural. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and commit this. Deployment strategy red, which stands for deployment strategy redo. I forget what decreased. Let's add everything. Actually, there's a license in here, but it's not really going to be public. Git add all. Git add, git ignore. I think there are things I usually will open source in these kind of more personal projects that I care more about, but it's hard to say sometimes. If you're interested in any of these, any bits of this code, you know, I can gladly try to open source it for sure. Initial commit. And I don't remember if there's a remote or not. There are no remotes. That's fine. Oh, yeah, that's auto spacing taken care of. It's more or less trivial enough in order to make a kind of like a enemy unit. Sure, who says no to free code? Well, okay, well this one you do need to specify which parts of the code you're interested in. I will not open source all of it, but you can ask for parts of it to be open source if you're interested. Of course, a lot of this stuff has already been open sourced as well. If you check on my, let's see, my Godot snippets repo, I think it's called, Godot snippets. There are just bits and pieces of things that I've been working on. Right, so we have my custom implementation of a finite state manager. I have a JSON util. I have a chunk loader. Oh, actually, this chunk loader is pretty old. I should upload the newer one. That works better. But then there's also just the other games I worked on, right? So the game I made for the Dream Diary Jam, which I think the code is actually pretty good for that one. As long as you take off like the last few commits. There are some commits that are really, really bad. Because I got really close to the deadline. Yeah, so this is the enemy unit. Make this he's a very red boy. So it is possible for you to select the red one. And then we'll just, we'll give it a little test. Enemy unit. Move you here. So, right now, I should be able to, yeah, well, can't move the red one, but I can move the blue ones. And then they'll also just bump into the red one. And also, they would have no, I guess, bump reduction against the enemy, right? So when you're trying to move against an enemy, you should actually be trying to squeeze past them as much as possible. But when you're bumping into an ally unit, you'll want to just stop. Does that make sense? Alright, because an enemy unit is probably trying to hurt you, whereas if you bump into an ally unit, it's fine. They're probably not trying to hurt you. Hard to say. But yeah. It is 11 p.m. where I am, and you know, I've been working out a lot more, so I've also been trying to wake up early to go work out since it's so hot here. So we'll do one thing, which is throw this up into GitHub. 9 a.m. here. Oh baby. 9 a.m. That would put you... Wait, 9 a.m.? Where is that? 9 a.m.? Are you in 9 a.m.? I'm trying to think. So Hong Kong is about 12 hours away, so that's 11 a.m. And then Nathula? Nathula. Where is Nathula? Oh, India. Right? Okay. Cool. Oh, you are right there. North India. Deployment strategy. Red. This is private. Fluffy funicular. That's a cool word. I like that one. Oh, sounds like your day is just getting started. My day is winding down, since I have a fun day of work ahead of me tomorrow, and also working out. I'm out of practice with weightlifting. I've just been doing lots of running and lots of calisthenics, lots of body weight workout stuff. But I've been trying to do more weightlifting now that I've moved to a new place. Git branch modify. Let me do this really quick. Yeah. But anyways, I'm going to be heading off, so thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back live tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time, working on something like this. For night, we'll go to sleep, something like that. Try dumbbells, start 10% body weight. No, I used to work out a lot more back when I was still in university. So like, I've just been out of practice for about 3 years. No, tomorrow is a chest and triceps day. So I used to be body weight on bench press, and then triceps I think the max I got to was 45 pounds. I don't know how many kilos that is, but I know that I have to drop weight. I did biceps and shoulders on yesterday, and that was painful. But yeah, no, I think the big thing is that I just need to get used to waking up early again to work out. But yeah, I will see you all later. And you know, peep the socials, join the Discord, get my stuff. I don't know, follow me on GitHub, I guess. I don't know. Oh, and I actually have I guess people watching, so let's find someone to raid. Does anyone have any suggestions for who to raid? Otherwise, I'm just going to choose someone I recognize. Let's browse. Alright, who's doing game development? It's honestly kind of hard to find game development streams because people just use game development in their tag. and then they will proceed to just play games. Let's see. MSX2 Plus, is he live? I suppose I should check first. I'm trying to keep it to, I guess, smaller people. So let me see. MSX2 Plus. Are they live? They are live. All right, well, get ready to get sent, I suppose. /raid MSX2 Plus. Cannot raid this channel. All right. Well, I think they might have rating turned off, which is, you know, that's fair enough. I don't know. Let's see. Web dev. Someone's doing... Oh, there's another person doing VTuber stuff. I don't know. Let's send you to... Let's send you to... User 335. Are they also live? I know that the one time you gave me someone and they weren't live. Oh, User 335. I've rated them before. All right, you're ready to get sent. They're doing some sort of Unity RTS stuff, yeah. User 335. I hope this is the right name. Get sent. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time, working on something, probably this again. Yeah. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.